What's going on, guys? So here in this box is a pretty special PS3 console that I bought from eBay. It's the original 20GB CECH-B01 console. It's backwards compatible, and one of the craziest things about it is it doesn't have Wi-Fi. It just has the Ethernet plug in the back, so you can plug in your Cat 5, Cat 6 cable, whatever. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to open this thing up. When I tell you how much I paid for it, you're probably going to be shocked, or you might be. If you know what PS3s go for on eBay, you might not be shocked. But I paid almost $600 for this console. I paid $598 and some cents. I can't remember exactly what. I'll throw it up on the screen. And now there's a few reasons why this console was so expensive. First of all, I was kind of in a bidding war with somebody. I wasn't planning on paying this much, but you know, last second they were ramping it up, so I ramped it up as well. I wanted to win this console. Pretty neat console, but it also comes in the original box with all the original papers and stuff. It doesn't have all of the original packaging, but it has the original papers. The manual has 4 controllers, all the cords. Also has like 7 games, and some of those games are pretty good, like Uncharted, Infamous, The Last of Us, a few other games as well. And one of the biggest things is when you look at the pictures on here, the original warranty seal is actually intact on this console, which is something you really want to look for on these really old consoles. It means it hasn't been opened up and messed with, which means it probably has not had the yellow light of death yet, which is pretty fortunate on an old console like this. If you're not familiar, on the original PS3, the CECH-B01, it uses the emotion chip, so I can basically play every game from the PS2. This and the 60GB version, the CECH-A01, are the best consoles for playing PS2 games on your PS3. The 80GB version works, but it's only compatible with, like, I don't know, 75% of the games or something. But let's go ahead and open this thing up. I'm pretty excited to dive into it. I bought this thing a few weeks ago, kind of ending the warranty window or return window or whatever on eBay. So hopefully it's in good condition. Alright, so I didn't really show you the box or anything, but it looks pretty good. Just an old Amazon box. Got all the sides slit open, so let's go ahead and open this thing up and see what we got inside. First of all, we got some of the packaging sticking to the box. And now I see why it was sticking to the box. It's just a bunch of newspaper, which is not a big deal. I mean, it's better off than throwing it in a landfill. I'm not gonna lie, I think I've used newspaper to package stuff before. It's been a pretty long time. And we're starting to see some games over here on the side. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what we've got here. If I can actually pull them out. Alright, so the first thing we're looking at, Heavy Rain, The Last of Us. And we'll take a deeper dive in these once we get it out of the box. Resistance, Fall of Man, Infamous. I used to call this Infamous because I can't pronounce stuff correctly. Uncharted, Drake's Fortune. So this is the original, the OG Uncharted. Pretty fun game. We got Nino Kuni, I don't know how to pronounce that, but the case is completely destroyed. I'm not sure if that happened in shipping or if it was like that. We'll take a closer look at that in a little bit. We also got Hot Shots Golf, which this case is also broken. I have a feeling, I guess we'll see if we find pieces of the case broken inside the box, but I have a feeling that happened in transit because it was kind of shoved up against the side of the box. But we'll take a closer look at that in a minute. And now if we take this top layer of newspaper off, there's the console, there's the beast. And from just the top of the box, it looks like it's in pretty good condition. Let's go ahead and pull this thing out of the box and take a closer look at it. Alright guys, so here's the box, a little dusty. And I did look in the bottom of the box and found some of the broken pieces of the game cases. So yeah, that definitely happened in transit, which is unfortunate. Fortunately, it only happened on a couple of games. Not a huge deal, as long as the games are still good and intact. But let's go ahead and take a look at all these games first of all. So, like I said, Hot Shots Golf, Out of Bounds, and this is one of the cases that got broken on top. We got a pretty thick manual here. Even got an advertisement for the PSV. Man, that's a throwback. Now 170. Nice. Got your manual. Got your disc. I mean, other than the case being broken, it's in very good condition. Next up, we got this game. I guess it's a Japanese game, something I'm not familiar with. And ooh, this one is pretty much destroyed. The game looks okay on the bottom from first glance, but yeah, the game case is basically just toast. It's broken in half except for this little piece right here is not broken. We got our manual. Yeah. Hopefully those are the only two that are broken. We got Uncharted Drake's Fortune, which is the very first Uncharted game. Uncharted is one of my favorite series. I actually didn't play on the PS3. I played it on the PS4 when it had the collection or whatever it was called. Got PSP, another PSP advertisement. Got a thick manual. Man, I loved when these games come with manuals. But the thing is, it's not like I ever read the manuals or really looked at them. Just kind of cool to have them. Infamous, greatest hit. Got your manual, your disc. Looks to be in good condition. I don't see anything broken there, which is good to see. We got Resistance Fall of Man. This one also looks good. We got, what is this? You can register your PlayStation 3. Got your big fat manual. Got your game. Game case looks good there. You got Heavy Rain. I've heard of this game, but I've never played it. Game case looks good. Got your manual. Got whatever this is. Probably relevant to the game. Got your disc. Oh, actually, this case is broken as well. Dang, man. That really sucks. At first, I was not too concerned with it, but that's a little annoying that 3 of the game cases are broken because they weren't packaged very well in the box. They were kind of just jammed up against the side. And I got broken plastic everywhere. Starting to get annoyed now. The Last of Us on PS3. This one looks good. Got your game case. Got some stickers. Some silver stickers. Got your online pass. Got your game. This game case looks good. So at least, I guess 4 of them had good game cases. And yeah, a few of them had broken cases, which is kind of unfortunate. Might message the seller about that. Hopefully everything else is in good condition. Let's go ahead and take a look. And honestly, my main concern now is I gotta clean up a bunch of broken plastic. Kind of annoying. But yeah, here is the box. So as you can see, the OG PS3, 20 gigs. It's all black. There's no, I don't think there's any kind of silver or chrome accent piece. Apparently the original included Talladega Nights on Blu-ray, which is pretty awesome. Funny movie. Let's take a look at this though. So on top looks good. I mean, it's not, I'm going to say brand new, but of all the PS3 boxes I've seen and unboxed, this one looks the best so far. Not much to see on this side, just a big old PS3. Here in the back, we got another piece. Oh man, that's annoying. A piece of broken plastic jammed into the back and made a puncture in the back of the box. Dude, really? Oh, that's annoying. And like I said earlier, the sketchy part is I bought this, it got delivered to me like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So it's always weird when you message a seller that long after you bought it. Because obviously they think you're pulling something on them, but as you guys can see, I'm not. That's just how it came. So that's unfortunate. That's not a huge deal, but considering how good of condition this box was in, and then you go in the back and now there's a puncture from the broken plastic, kind of annoying. Here on this side shows you all different sides, the different sides of the console, so you can see them in all its glory. Let's go back on the back actually real quick, and I'm interested to see what games it shows here. You got Lair, Heavenly Sword, Resistance Fall of Man, Warhawk, Genji. I don't know how to say that. I'm gonna say Genji. Motorstorm. Motorstorm actually came with a couple of the consoles, I think. But yeah, let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. Pull it open, and it doesn't come with all the original packaging in here, is what they said at least. So it looks like they got some which looks like tissue paper you'd use in a in like a gift. And then here you got your PS3 and controllers and stuff. So here's one of the controllers. I'm gonna go ahead and pull them all out and we'll look at them in closer detail in a minute. That's your charging cable. Another charging cable. And you got some of your AV cables. You got one of your booklets with all your manuals and stuff. Oh, that's pretty cool actually. It's never even been opened up. That's cool. What else we got down here? We got Ethernet cable. We got power cord. So you got a couple more controllers here. I was starting to wonder where these controllers were at. 6-axis controller. The one I already pulled out was a 6-axis as well. This one right here is a 6-axis. So all of these are 6-axis, not the DualShock 3. I should have one more down here. There it is. Man, it was hidden down there. I was getting scared for a second that they shorted me, but here's another one. At first glance, they look pretty good. This one actually is... the button has come out. I think that's another shipping blunder right there. Oh, and this triggers. Ooh, I don't know about that. Yeah, let's take a look at that in a second. And of course, last but not least, got the console in here. Now, this is the big one. Hopefully, the console's in good condition. Had a few blunders so far. Hopefully, this one's not bad. Alright, so it's kind of hard to look at the console while I was pulling it out, so pull it all the way out. Let me zoom in on it now. And I haven't pulled it out of the bubble wrap yet, but my first concern is a lot of this bubble wrap is just completely flat. It's not even really bubble wrap. That's a little concerning. So hopefully we'll pull this out and it'll be in decent condition. And let's take a look. So first, as you can see, pretty decent condition. I don't see any major scratches. There's one scratch right there. The rest of the console, I don't see any large scratches. It's mostly just dust. So if I wipe it off with a microfiber cloth, it'll probably get a bunch of micro scratches on it, but you can't really help that with these glossy consoles. But yeah, like I said, there's no chrome trim piece. It's just black. This door doesn't open up. Other than that, it looks like a standard fat PS3. Down here on front, you got 4 USB ports. Not even sure if you can see those. There we go. Yeah, 4 USB ports. Got your fans on the front, or you got your vents in the front, vents right here. Down here on the bottom, nothing special. Got all four rubber feet, which is good to see. Here on the side, so I believe I mentioned this earlier, but it has the warranty still intact, which is good. That means nobody's opened it up and messed with it. Always good to see on these older consoles that nobody's opened it up and played around with it. And there's also your hard drive slot, which we can open up pretty easily. I'm not going to take it out, but I'm going to assume it's a 20 gig, which holds basically nothing. And then here on the back, you got your power plug, AV, digital out, LAN port, HDMI outs, and of course your serial number with your CECH B01. So that's the ticket. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at everything else that came with this. So, and you got an interesting one right here. This is actually the original manuals that haven't even been taken out of the bag, so that's pretty cool. Got your manuals, your technical supports. And then let's take a look at these controllers. So, like I said, 6-axis controllers. This one seems pretty clean. Buttons seem to click pretty well. No charge to it. This one seems to be pretty clean as well. The joysticks look like they've never been used. Back buttons look good. Nice. That one looks to have a little bit of a charge. This one right here, I think is, yeah, this is another one that looks pretty good. This one looks like it might have been used, but it's pretty just pretty dusty is the only issue. And we got one controller left, and this is the one I had an issue with. So, again, the joysticks actually look pretty good on this one. Buttons look good. When I opened it up, this L1 was kind of sticking out a little bit. L2 is good. R1 is good. Now R2, the button is kind of stuck. Not sure if you guys can see that very well, but it should be extended all the way out, but it's not. It's just like stuck halfway. And there's also a lot of dirt in the crevices, which is not a big deal. That kind of happens over time, but the right trigger is messed up on this controller, and I'm not sure if it's because of dirt in it or if that's just what happened in shipping. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and take all of this stuff over and plug it into my monitor, and we'll see if it works. Alright guys, so here's the console, and like I said, it's pretty glossy. I mean, you can see the reflection pretty well, but it's definitely got a film of just like dust and dirt on it. If you guys got a good way to clean off this glossy console without scratching it all up, definitely let me know down in the comments. But yeah, so there's the console, 4 controllers, got my 7 games. Let's go ahead and see if this thing turns on. So first you got to turn on the switch in the back. Should light up red. Yep. So 3, 2, 1. There we go. We got power. You can hear the fan whirl up, and I always like to make sure there's not actually a game in the console, because I have had a few times recently when there's actually been a game left in the console. So here we are. Boom, pretty quickly. Let's go ahead and see if we can turn on a controller. Alright, so I plugged it in. Should get power now. This controller is working, but it has no lights. That's sketchy. Alright, let me see if it stays on when I unplug it. Wow, that was stupid. That's a little sketchy. Yeah, so usually when you plug it in and you press this button to connect it, it'll flash all the lights. That does not happen on here, so the lights don't flash. Controller seems to work though. One thing that I think I forgot to mention is this thing is actually on a really old firmware. It's on 2 point something, I think, which I know is supposed to be desirable because it's below a certain firmware, so it should be able to install custom firmware, which, to be honest, I'm not too familiar with that process or what you can do with it. Install other OS. Ooh. I think you could use Linux on these old machines too. So system information, yeah, it's on version 2.6. I don't know what year that's from, but it's got to be from a long time ago. And then you got your free space. You only got 18 gigs total. It's crazy. That's another reason why this console is so expensive, is because it's on a super old firmware, version 2.6. So let's go ahead and try out a couple of these games. So, got The Last of Us. This one is one of the more recent PS3 games. This game basically, I think it came out in either 2012, 2013, pretty much right before the PS4 came out. So of course, like 2 years after the PS4 came out, they already had a remastered version for the PS4. There we go, Last of Us. Seriously? I can't even test if this game works because I can't play on before version 4.41. And I don't want to update, so I guess we're not going to be able to test that one out. I mean, it looks like it loads up. I guess we'll just have to trust that. And look at the bottom of the disc, looks pretty clean. It's kind of hard to scratch up these Blu-ray discs, to be honest. So I guess we'll just trust that game works. Next up, we got Resistance: Fall of Man. I think this is an older game, so hopefully we don't have to be on the latest firmware. Alright, plug that in. Watch me just scroll through all these games and all of them say that I have to update. Which would be kind of funny. But at the same time, the person said in the eBay listing that they tested out the console and all the games, so it's a little sketchy that we can't even play it, even though he said he tested them all. Unless he tested them on a different console. Alright, now we got our first issue. What's this game doing? Because it's clearly not loading up here. Let's try to eject this one more time. I mean, the disc looks pretty clean. It's kind of dirty and dusty, but I don't see any scratches on it. And you can see in the top right hand corner, it's trying to load. But nothing is happening. Alright, so I could almost call this over 2, but I'm assuming The Last of Us works because it tried to load up at least. Alright, next up we got Infamous. I'm pretty sure this is one of the very first PS3 games that came out, so hopefully we don't have to update for this one. Alright, so in she goes. Hopefully this one will pop up. Alright, so there we go. Infamous just popped up real quick. Like I said, this is one of the original PS3 games. You can see 2009, so actually that's not the original then. PS3 came out in 2006. But it's booting up. We'll just we'll assume that means it works. Alright, so go ahead and quit this game. And once it quits, we will eject the game. And one thing to note is that this PS3 is already ramping up pretty fast with the fans, which is not, I mean, it's kind of good. It's a double-edged sword. You want it to spin fast. You want the fans to spin fast to blow out all the hot air. But when they spin that fast that early, when you haven't done anything but go on the dashboard, that means that your PS3 is heating up. Yeah, I'm feeling the air in the back. It's already pretty hot. The ideal thing would be to open this console up, replace the thermal paste, and remove all the dust and everything. But the other side of that is then you have to take off the warranty sticker. And if you want to resell it, it's not going to be worth as much because people know that you opened it up and they don't know the history of it, that sort of thing. So we got Uncharted. Hopefully this will work. I mean, that's always my hope, is that the game will work. We got 2 out of 3 games to work so far. I mean, I'm assuming The Last of Us will work because it popped up. There we go. Uncharted: Drake's Fortune. Not sure what year this is. I guess we can check real quick. So this came out in 2007. So this is one of the OG games. All right, so Uncharted is definitely loading up. There it goes. Yeah, so let's go ahead and exit. Whoa. You probably can't hear it, but the fans just like doubled in speed. I don't know if that was like a preemptive thing, like they knew they were playing a intensive game, so it went ahead and started going fast, or if it's just getting really hot inside the console. I don't know. I'm really hoping this thing doesn't do the yellow light of death on me while I'm playing. That would be pretty unfortunate. Alright, so next up we got this game. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it because I don't know how to. But this is one of the ones where the disc is, or the case is completely broken, so hopefully the disc is okay. Alright, so here we go. Put her in. And if we check what year this was made, looks like this game was like 2013, so I don't know if we'll be able to play. There it is, popped up. So I guess we can try to play. Nope, so I gotta actually update the console. I'm not gonna do that. I really want to make sure that I don't accidentally press update, because that would be pretty unfortunate. Because again, that's one thing that keeps the value of this console, is whether or not I take advantage of the firmware being that low. If I ever sell this console, I need that firmware to be low to increase the value. We got Hot Shots Golf. This case is also messed up a little bit on the top. At least it's not completely shattered like the last case. But let's go ahead and put this one in. And if we look at the back, it says it was made in 2008. So it should be okay here if it loads up. Alright, so there it goes. Automatically booted up. And we're playing Hot Shots Golf now. Alright guys, I didn't show you this, but I actually had to install Hot Shots Golf, and it took like 15 minutes to install to the console, which is kind of odd considering it can't be that large because I only have 12 gigs on the console available. But it looks like it's opening up. Clap hands. Interesting. Looks like it's working. Let's go ahead and exit this game as well. And next up, we got Heavy Rain. Actually, that's the last game. So far, looks like every game has worked except for whatever the second game I played was. I already forgot what it was called. And of course, there are two games I couldn't actually test because I didn't want to update my firmware. And now we got Heavy Rain, another game case that's kind of broken. I forgot where at, but there's something broken on this case. It's the top left-hand corner. Alright. So let's see if this game works. My PS3 is still going ham with the fans. Got some heat coming out the back. It's not too bad. There we go. Alright, so Heavy Rain. And again, wants me to update. I'm going to say no. I'm assuming since it reads it and shows me some video and stuff that it's going to be able to read the disc and stuff. I mean, there's some fingerprints and stuff on it, but overall, none of these discs have a ton of scratches or anything. And of course, we need to try out a PS2 game. It is a backwards compatible console, and of course, the main reason you have these fat PS3s is so you can play backwards compatible, or so you can play PS2 games. I mean, why else would you buy this console, to be honest? If you didn't want to play PS2 games, you might as well just buy one of the slim PS3s that's more reliable. But this is the true test. There we go. So, PS2 format disc. This should work. Like I said, it has the motion engine, or motion chip, so it should be able to read pretty much every PS2 game. Alright guys, so here we go. Loading up. We'll make sure it loads up all the way. Alright guys, so here we are. The game is working. Checking the memory card. Of course, the memory card is just built into the console. But yeah, looks like everything's working. That's good to see. And unfortunately, it seems that my PS3 just kicked into high gear again. The fans just increased in speed again. So it's coming out pretty fast out the back. Like I said, good and bad. Good that the fans are blowing, but bad because it means that it's getting pretty hot inside that console. Alright, so the other thing we haven't checked is all the controllers. So this first controller worked. The red lights didn't show up on the controller, but everything else about it seemed to work. For this one, the red lights actually show up, and it connects immediately. And there we go. You can scroll around. All the buttons seem good. We press X, loads up. Buttons seem to be good on that controller. Let's try out our next controller here. This one needs to be plugged in. Alright, so we plugged it in, and there we go. So when you plug it in and you press the center button, it should blink red like this, which is not what the first controller did. There we go. So it connects up, and it's working now. Looks like we can scroll around and stuff. But this is actually a controller that has the messed up right trigger. So yeah, clearly that's an issue. You can kind of see it there a little bit better now if it focuses. But yeah, it's pretty dirty on the sides, and that button definitely does not extend as far as it should. And then last but not least, we got our fourth controller here, which I think had some battery. Maybe not. Alright, so you plugged in the fourth controller, and there it is, connected up, scrolling around. If we press X, it'll load up. Of course, we can't actually get in the PlayStation Store because we're not updated all the way. If we want to get online, we got to update all the way, which, like I said, don't want to do that. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. I know I paid a lot of money for this, probably overpaid a little bit, but like I said, I was in a bidding war, so I kind of just went all out until I was able to pick it up. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like the content, and definitely let me know what else I should buy from eBay down in the comments. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.